We have made it to Lynchburg, Tennessee, and we're going to go through the Jack Daniel's Distillery tour. This is a really clean place, just walking right up on it.
Windows are probably under something.
To check in, and it goes, we are at the Jack Daniel's Distillery tour today in Lynchburg, Tennessee. We're getting ready to check in. So it starts off with the corn, rye, and the barley malt. Into the fermenting, and then to the barreling, which we'll keep for several years. We are waiting for the tour. Right, Josie? Ah, there you go. So this is the main visitor center. There's actually a bus there that just showed up, a few people getting off. Our tour starts at 10:25. We can see everybody's patiently waiting. Right, Joes?
Stair steps throughout the tour path once we go into production buildings, and then there are no restrooms on the tour path. Are y'all going to be okay with that? Yeah? Okay. So once we get started, hello, you're okay. Let me lock this up for you. Once we go outside, we are going to take your photo. You get together with the family that you came here today with, take your photo in front of the barrel truck. Then we'll get on the bus for a short bus ride, and then we're going to be walking the rest of the way. Are y'all good with that? Yeah? All right. Has everybody got their water? Hopefully. I got a water fountain out there. How about that? You can share, huh? Okay, so if y'all want to follow me out this way, we're going to come right out here.
Guess that's our bus.
Go ahead and let you know a few things. Some safety things are important to know firsthand. So we are on the grounds of a working distillery. You have to stay with me at all times. Do not walk off and leave me. If you need to get off the tour, just let me know. We'll find some wheels to pick you up. We are mainly going to be outside, so if you get where you're not feeling very well, just let me know. I don't mind to call a bus to come and pick you up, okay?
I am allowed to video, right? Just not inside?
Yeah.
Just not inside,
good.
okay.
As long as you get the right angles, you know, don't get up my nose or nothing. Hey, you'd be surprised. I had this little kid, he took his mom's camera one time and he was about his height and he was like, I was like, woo! Woohoo! No! You just made me look like I have bats in the cave. No, sir. Alright guys, y'all come right on up this way a little bit further. We'll let that bus back up.
Let's go, Joes.
Look at the tractor. Alright, so this is what our first stop is going to be, and it's what we call our rick yard. Now, rick yard is where we make charcoal. Now, this is the way that Jack did it back in his day out in the open air, making charcoal to filter the whiskey with. Well, as we filter our whiskey, this is what separates us from a bourbon and makes us a Tennessee whiskey. It goes in clear, it also comes out clear. None of the color of the whiskey comes from this process. All of that comes from maturation. What we do is we take our clear whiskey, after it filters through that charcoal, we mature it in our barrels. Inside of a barrel, into a barrel house for 4 to 6 years. Well, I get to show you one of those later on, but for now I want to show you this process because it's very important. This is the step that separates us from a bourbon and makes us a Tennessee whiskey, is charcoal mellowing. Now what we're going to do is we take these stacks of wood right here and we call them ricks. A rick is just a measurement of wood. They are hard sugar maple. We take 4 ricks at a time, put them under that hood right here, stack. They do not have anything holding them together. They're stacked on top of each other like a game of Jenga. So we'll take 4 at a time, stack it under there, soak it up with a nice accelerant, 140 proof clear whiskey straight off the still. No other accelerant because we don't want to pick up any foreign taste or smell. So we'll soak that up real nicely, light it on fire and let it burn. Obviously they're not burning right now, so I want to show you what it looks like. So y'all come right up this way.
So all maple wood, they burn it and make the charcoal.
So, as it burns just like that, we've got about an hour and a half to 2 hours until it gets completely burned down. Once it burns down, we're just going to put it out with water. Too much water too soon, you'll have wet unburned wood. Too little water too late, and you're going to have ashes and not charcoal. So what we're looking for are these big chunks of charcoal just like this here. So we got some bigger, some smaller. Obviously you can't control the size of which charcoal burns down to. So as it burns down and it cools off completely, we're going to take it next door in this room. We call it our grinding room, where we will grind all those pieces down a little bit smaller, more uniform size, kind of like this here. So they go from all different sizes to about a peat or a pellet size. The reason being is it's a lot easier to filter your whiskey with something when it's a little bit smaller, more uniform, and it's easier to pack. While we're packing it, we're going to be packing it 10 feet deep. We have 14 feet tall vats that look just like this here. You won't be able to take photos in there once we go into charcoal mellowing, so if you want to take photos of this, you can. So this right here is dripping 140 proof clear whiskey from the top to the bottom, taking out corn oils, fatty acids, and bitterness. Those 3 things you get from the grains. This process that we're looking at is dripping water, because obviously we don't want to waste any whiskey. But this is for you guys to see how it happens and how we use that charcoal. So the ones we get to see, they're 14 feet tall, packed with 10 feet of charcoal, and we have over 60 of them scattered in through a next about 2 or 3 rooms, all filtering our whiskey, separating us from a bourbon and making us a smoother sipping Tennessee whiskey. Hello! Now, when we get done with that whiskey, we take it out and we put it into a barrel. Barrels then get rolled and pushed and tossed and turned into our barrel houses. We have over 90 barrel houses scattered around 3,000 acres, all holding our whiskey to mature for 4 to 6 years, which is where you get all of your color and flavor. Now, well, not all of your flavor, but most of your flavor. Your flavor is going to get a lot from those grains. If we didn't filter that whiskey, it would have a nice oily residue, leaving your hands feeling kind of like you put moisturizer on. The taste, the smell, well, it kind of smells like moonshine. And then, well, once you let it sit in a barrel, it gets the caramel, the vanilla, the toasted oak, the maple, the brown sugar, the butterscotch, all of those yummy things. Once you do this and you get that nice whiskey out of it, I'll tell you what we do with those barrels in a little while. So about 10 to 12 months after we filter that whiskey with that charcoal, we're not going to waste it because that's really good stuff. We're going to take it and send it off. They're going to pack it into charcoal briquettes and smoking pellets for your grills at home. And I can guarantee you don't need a lot of lighter fluid for that. It looks just like that. They're going to slap a Jack Daniels label on it and sell it to you as Jack Daniels smoking pellets and briquettes. Now, we've got a lot more history to cover. I know I've filled your brain full of all the info already, but I have so much more already. Yeah, let's do it. Y'all come right on out this way.
So they burn the sugar maple to make the charcoal that the whiskey filters through. And after it's done filtering through, then they make pellets, wood chips, and charcoal for your grill. So very interesting. See them after they burn the wood. Hey, how old you gotta be to drink this stuff?
Yeah.
You gotta be 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you still gotta be responsible because it'll get you in trouble. Yeah. Fire truck.
In and scatter around, get you a peek inside. Take in some of this nature's AC. Doesn't that feel good? Nice and cold. So this here is what we call the water source. This is our cave spring, and this is the water that we use to make our sour mash. We've been doing this for over 150 years. That's a century of time. We are still doing it that same way that Jack did it back in his day. Now, this is not where it all started. Jack was the youngest of 10 kids. His mom passed away when they were very young, and his dad got remarried to Jack's new stepmom. Well, Jack did not get along with his stepmom very well, so he left home. At an early age, before his teenage years, when he left home, he wanted to go work somewhere. He went to live and work on a farm owned by a local Lutheran minister here in town. His name was Dan Paul. Dan Paul had a farm about 5 miles down this road here, if you go back towards the Fayetteville-Huntsville side. When Dan had this farm, he was doing it all mainly by himself. He was a minister, had a farm, he had a good store, he was a busy man. Well, this was before emancipation and Civil War. When Jack came to the farm one day, he went looking around. And the curious kid that he was, he came up on a whiskey still. That whiskey still was being watched and cared for by an enslaved man named Nathan Nearest Green. Well, that is when Jack met Nearest. He found the still, he met Nearest. He was very interested in what he was doing. That is then when he wanted to know what he was doing, and they taught him how to do it. They taught him all the farming chores. They then taught him how to make whiskey. And Jack really enjoyed making whiskey. It was fun, it was hands-on, it's something that any kid would want to do. Well, after doing it for some time, he realized he wanted to do a lot more of it. So he registered that still. In 1866, he was the first registered distillery in the United States. That is then when he found this water source. After a few years of looking around this area, he came upon this source of water because it was very cold. It's clear. It was flowing really nicely, and nobody else was here. It seemed good for making whiskey. So what did he do? He set up shop, and then he never left. We've been here for 157 years now, making whiskey that same way. Now, after being here as long as we have realized that this water is iron-free because of this Tennessee limestone. Filters iron out of the water. If it had iron in it, it would be a dull black color and have a bitter taste. Well, it doesn't. It is clear, continuous flow. It has never gone dry. It's an underground natural spring that has never gone dry. And it flows at 56 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. I do believe that's 13 degrees Celsius. So if you've ever had a sip of this water, or had a sip of Jack Daniels, you've been sipping that water right there. Because at this spot for 150 plus years now, we are doing it the same way that Jack did. This is one of the things that makes us so unique, is we use this water. Now it goes back about 1.5 miles back. That's where we have a pumping system, and we pull that water from very far back so it hasn't been exposed to anything from the outside. We put it right into production and we use it there to make our mash. Now, you guys can take photos. Then we're going to go right over there to Mr. Jack on the rocks. If you want to meet me right over there, I got to be the last one standing to make sure nobody goes in here for a swim. Of course, y'all go right that way.
So the spring water that's used in the alcohol, it comes right out of there. Been used for 157 years. And here is Jack. They said he stood 5'2". The statue here is 5'10", I believe she said. So he was a short man. So Mr. Jack himself, is a replica statue.
That's cheating.
Jack on the rocks. Joseph.
She's so cute.
Thank you.
Old office, when he came to this spot, he actually brought Nearest Green here with him. He became such a good friend of his. They cherished that relationship a lot. He came here with him and he helped Jack make whiskey. He hired him as his first head distiller. We call that a master distiller today. But there's no known photo of Nearest Green. The closest thing we do have is this picture here. This photo is Jack and his crew. Here's Jack. He's the only one standing. Everybody else is sitting down. So if you don't know what 5'2" looks like, there's a better idea if you weren't familiar. Here is George Green. That, sitting beside Jack, that is Nearest Green's son. He came here to help Jack make whiskey after his dad did. He thought so much of their relationship, he wanted to continue on with that. So that's exactly what happened. Now since this day, we've had a lot of Green and Daniel descendants that have worked at the distillery. And from this day, this is all of our master distillers. This is our current master distiller, Chris Fletcher. This is his grandfather, one of our past distillers, Frank Bobo, whose crooked pictures are driving me insane. So we believe family is the best means of quality control. So those are the 3 grains that we use: corn, barley, and rye. That motto right there, every day we make it, we'll make it the best we can. That just says we'll do as much as necessary to get the best quality of those ingredients to make our whiskey. Now we're going to come right on in this room here, y'all. Come on in.
Come over here, Joseph. Let's stand over here. See the old wood stove, bud?
So up in the mantle there, that's a picture of Jack. It's an older picture of Jack, but his birth name is Jasper Newton Daniel. He passed away in 1911. Like I said, never married, never had any children that we know of. Pretty sure they would have shown up by now. When he passed in 1911, his favorite nephew took over the distillery. His name is Lynn Motlow. Lynn Motlow is right there over the desk. He took over in the 40s. Well, Prohibition hit. Nobody could make whiskey. So that is where he opened the hardware and general store. That is where he traded mules, sold grains, things like that to make money for his family. And he passed away in 1947. When he passed in 1947, his 4 boys took over, and that's them right here, the Motlow brothers. The Motlow brothers had the distillery in the 40s and 50s when Frank Sinatra was on stage promoting our whiskey, the Nectar of the Gods. Said it was the best thing he had ever had, and he wanted to tell everybody about it. Well, because of that, everybody wanted what he was drinking, which was old number 7. Well, we got really, really busy. And those 4 boys couldn't keep up. So they sold in 1956 to a company called Brown Forman out of Louisville, Kentucky. And they're still the parent company for us till this day, since 1956. Remember, I told you guys Jack wasn't the early bird. He would come in here late in the afternoons expecting to get that day started because he expected everybody else to have it done. Well, that's exactly what happened. But one morning he came in here very, very early and he needed something out of that safe right there. He came in here in a hurry, and as he messed with the combination lock a few times, he realized he forgot the combination. Just write it down, people. Well, he did not do that, and out of frustration of doing it after a few times, he turned around and kicked it. He kicked that safe so hard it broke his big toe on his left foot. He did not go to the doctor right away. When he finally went to the doctor, they told him gangrene set up in the break of his toe, and they had to amputate his toe, eventually all the way up to his hip, and he passed away in 1911 at 61 years old due to blood poisoning from kicking that safe right there. So, moral to the story, just don't go to work early because it will kill you. We live by that. All right, we're going to come right outside and talk about production. If y'all will follow me right out these doors, watch your step, please.
So Jack came in early one day to get something out of that safe. Forgot the combination, kicked it, ended up breaking his toe. Got gangrene, had to have some body parts amputated all the way up to the hip, and died later on from complications from that. We cannot video inside these buildings, but I believe they're fixing to take us in where they make the mash, I believe.
But I see where you stopped. Oh man. This thing ain't usually here because it's going to be 100 degrees this weekend. Tomorrow, no, later this afternoon it's going to be shooting mist out of it, so these people's cars are going to get washed. So inside what we just saw is fermentation. The first step we saw was distillation. Remember, we ferment the mash, then we distill it. And we saw it, distillation, the fermentation. So as it ferments, we have all those big tanks of sour mash. It's a 5-to-1 ratio. 5 gallons of mash will make 1 gallon of whiskey. We send all that downstairs, we distill it. Now with that, we always have a little mash left over. Some we set aside for the next batch. The rest of it we pump up this hill. Our local farmers will come and pick it up and feed it to their cows and their pigs. So our marinade from the inside out. Now, right here, right there is a barrel house. So that is one of our barrel houses. Remember I said we have over 90 of those houses scattered around our property of 3,000 acres. All of those houses are holding whiskey for 4 to 6 years. As it matures in there, it gets all that rich color from that barrel. All of that yummy flavor, the toasted oak, the caramel, the vanilla, the butterscotch, the tobacco spice, all of those things come from the barrel. Now, when you have a barrel house, that is a 7-story house. There's about a million gallons of whiskey in that one house right there. The top 3 floors of your barrel house is going to be your darker, richer, fuller flavored whiskeys. Down low is your lighter whiskeys. Reason being is because heat rises. The pores of the wood will open and close a lot more up top because of the heat than down low. Down low is like your basement at home. It's a little bit colder. It doesn't get as much maturation down at the bottom. So it's like your attic versus your basement, okay? So single barrel. Have y'all heard of single barrel before? We'll see single barrel in a minute, but single barrel, all of those bottles come from the top 3 floors of your barrel house. Only 1 in 100 of those barrels will become single barrel barrels. I don't know what that is. Where did it go? Right there. He looked angry. Why did it? And now, number 7, we're going to take 175 to 200 barrels from different levels of the barrel house, mix and mingle them all together. out some more whiskeys. Y'all follow me this way. No cameras, no.
It's gonna be hot in there.
Alright, no camera inside again, so I'll let you know what it was like on the outside. Was that the straight? Was that the straight we just smelled? That was dripping down over the charcoal. So yeah, so that would have been 70 proof. This you just let it smell.
Before it goes into the barrels.
Before it goes into the barrels.
From what I understand.
So it's got to get filtered through the charcoals and then goes to the, I can't see it from here, but then goes to the barrel house. So this is where they filter it, right in this building.
Really? Exactly. It smells delicious. Y'all have any questions? No? Alright, let's go talk about barrels and bottling.
After that, I will go back.
I do have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
How many people are actually employed here at the distilling factory?
About 700 people work here.
About 700.
Are we good to go inside, guys? Video here is the video of our coopers raising barrels at our cooperages. Remember I told you Trinity, Alabama and Louisville, Kentucky is where our coopers make those barrels at the cooperages for us here. Y'all enjoy your inspirational music.
Here at Jack Daniels, we don't put our whiskey in barrels. We entrust it to them. You see, a good barrel is more than a container for the whiskey. It's really an ingredient. All of the whiskey's color and a good part of its flavor are drawn from the barrel. That's why we go to the extra effort to make our own, crafted from American white oak. The rough staves are cut from the trunk and left to season in the open air. The simple seasoning of the wood prepares the oak to contribute to the character of the whiskey. Next, the staves are carefully planed, cupped on one side, and the joints cut at a slight angle. A mistake here, and the barrel will leak, giving the angels more than their fair share. Now the staves go to the barrel raiser. Yes, barrels are raised, not built. The cooper fits together by hand staves of different widths, like puzzle pieces. 33 staves to the barrel. A seasoned barrel maker will raise 250 barrels a day. Now it's time for toasting, the crucial step to crafting a barrel that will impart the greatest flavor. Toasting releases much of the flavor locked inside the wood, such as our distinctive vanilla accent. Our barrel is now ready for the roar of the char tunnel's flame. As it passes through the fire, the natural sugar in the wood caramelizes. More flavor for the whiskey to draw from. Finally, the craftsman prepares the barrel for its head. The hoops are put on, the bunghole drilled, the barrel tested for leaks, and inspected under a cooper's watchful eye. At long last, the barrel is ready to receive its whiskey. It'll go in clear with a hint of flavor, but emerge mature with a rich amber color and a warm, robust taste we all know as Jack Daniels. We believe the barrel is so important to the quality and maturity of the whiskey that we go to the added expense of making our own. We hope you'll agree. The extra effort is well worth it.
Alright guys, so when they get done making those barrels, we fill them up with 140 proof clear whiskey after it has been charcoal mellowed, okay? Take it and put it in those barrel houses. After 4 to 6 years, that is then where they are fully matured whiskey. We take those barrels out, empty them out. We only use them one time. We send them off, Scotland and Ireland. we bottle it up, all those barrels together, and we use deionized water to control the proof of all of our whiskeys. Number 7 is 90 proof. Gentleman Jack's, sorry. Number 7 and Gentleman Jack are 80 proof. That right there is 94 proof. So one barrel at a time. That neck band on there will show you what barrel of whiskey that it came from. It's always significantly different because about 250 bottles will come out of one barrel. After those 250 bottles, you got to change barrels. Get a new barrel and bottle it up. They use that water, proof it down to 94 proof. That label, sticker, the seal, everything is put on by hand right here in this next bottling line. We're going to go check that out. So you can take photos and videos. I can't promise they're going to smile, but you can follow me this way.
All the bottling going on. And she said on payday, they write them a check and they get a pint of whiskey. And that's probably around 700 people. They're going back outside.
Back in the day, guys, we had a revenuer's office right here. That was our revenuer's office, and they put it right across from our only bottling line, where they would not let any bottles leave this place, which is why we have bars, without being taxed. So now, this is our oldest and smallest bottling line. We have another one down the road a few miles where we bottle the rest of our whiskeys. This is only for specialty bottles and single barrel whiskeys. So that is why those bars are on the windows, things like that, because they didn't want anything to leave here without being taxed. Isn't that crazy? All right, guys, y'all
All right, let's go, Joseph. George Green Barrel House. Not sure if we can video in here, but we'll see.
So this is our oldest and smallest barrel house. We've been here in 1938. Glenn Motlow lived in that White House right there. When he lived in that house, his wife said no whiskey allowed in the house, so he built his man cave in the backyard. Now here, it was dedicated to George Green in 2021. This is some of the Green family members that have or is still working here at the distillery today. Now we're going to go on inside. No photos, no cameras on the inside of this barrel house because these are full whiskey barrels. There's a lot of fumes and things in the air. So once we go inside, I want you to walk slow, breathe deep, take in that angel share.
Right.
Come on in.
No videos.
10 minutes is all I was given to hang out with you guys today. But that doesn't mean that you have to leave. Go to the town, grab a bite to eat, go get some ice cream, go sit down, cool off, go shopping. Spend $10 more at our hardware and general store. Show them your tour pass. If you're 21 years or older, they give you a free shot glass with your purchase. So do that. That's on the town square. It's a 5 to 7 minute walk. A shuttle bus will take you there, or your car. Go to the only red light, turn left, right there. It's very simple to get there.
Look at that table. Just like it came off the bandsaw. Is that not cool or what? The bottle shop. Excellent tour. Excellent tour. Alright, they recommended Barrel House Barbecue. So we are going to try some barbecue here at the Barrel House. There's their decoration on the front. So here we go. How you doing?
You guys have?
That'd be 4 of us. Come on, Josie. Come on. Josie. Come on. Come on. Let's go, Joe. Come on, let's go, sis. And you want me to hold you? Well, we're going right around the corner.
We went back to the truck to get the stroller. And then we waited for
What'd you get, buddy? Barbecue? Regular barbecue? And chips?
Yeah, you got barbecue and chips.
And then you got the
Grilled cheese on crack.
grilled cheese on crack,
Hot dog.
hot dog, and then I got the pepper jack cheese on crack.
Grilled cheese, crack jack.
Yeah. Let's see what it is. Hey, so Press just asked me, so they've got scorpion barbecue sauce, which is ghost peppers, and then they've got some habanero, which name kind of rubbed off, and then they got the regular, don't they, buddy? And then they got the mild. So the Press better take the mild. He doesn't like spicy. We came into the old general store. Look at this, they got an old school cooler. This is a Jack Daniels general store. You alright, buddy? Look at that safe, Press. Look at that safe. Look how thick the metal is on that safe right there. You see that? That's an old safe. Which one you getting, Press?
This one. That's it.
That's it. The historic?
Josie got that one. Okay, ready? Push it all the way in. Push that all the way in. Push. Okay, start turning. No, other way.
Other way.
Look how it shows you to turn.
Big muscles. Put the muscles into it. Alright, let's see it.
Turn up.
Let's see it. Let's see it. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool, them stools right there. Oh yeah, yeah. So you got, so this is the what do they call them? The slats. These are what they actually make the.
I wonder if these are the people that made it.
So that's what's actually made where the whiskey stores in there. Part of the barrel. Yeah, that's a nice table. All the different barrels. All the brands. Honey whiskey. And so in the barrel house, actually, when we went in the barrel house, this is about what it looked like. It's actually a replica of exactly what it looked like. They would not let you film in there because of the fumes. Wow. So these are the old barrels that Jack Daniel's whiskey was made from, and I guess they bring them over and brand them to whatever you want on them and sell them again. Which one are you getting, buddy?
That one.
The Superman?
Batman today. Our new one kind of looks like a Batman. It reminds me of the dark.
Okay.
And Joe's, I think you're going to share the moose tracks with Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you have hot fudge sundae, by?
I do have hot fudge. Yep, sure do.
Yep, I'll do that.
An ice cream.
Just the vanilla, be
Just
fine.
vanilla. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Joe's.
You want whipped cream on that as well?
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great.
Caramel.
Caramel. There.
No thanks.
Okay.
Which one you all getting, moose tracks?
Kaylee, you want to come grab a spoon?
Yeah, I'll need a spoon.
Oh, yes, and I need two for this, yes.
All right, you got the Superman. That's the Superman. And then Mom and Josie got the moose tracks. Yep. And then I got a hot fudge sundae. Now we gotta wait on Mom. Mom's paying for it. Yeah, I know. What do you think, Josie?
Are you Kaylee?
In the general store. Here we go. Open. Huh?
Is there room?
General store. Well, we got maple syrup. Bourbon barrel aged maple syrup. Sweet timber. Probably pretty good stuff. Let's see here. $30. $29.99. What are these candles? Moonshine candles. Ooh.
Oh, can I try the German chocolate, please? Daniels has gone high.
You just had ice cream.
I don't care.
Babe?
It's a sample.
Huh?
It's a sample. I could be buying the whole block.
We don't need the whole block. Good? So the Jack Daniels tour was really good.
So black.
Josie, your marshmallow is on fire.
Blow it.
Hey, don't be pointing at anybody. That's a little close, Josie.
Yeah, I think you're getting
Josie.
a little too fire on.
Now, Josie. So the Jack Daniels tour was really good. And so I thought of something.
I want my gown.
What is Press, what did I tell you the key to life is?
Patience.
Patience. And so no better way to teach the kids patience than a good old thing of, what is this, Jiffy Pop? Huh? Jiffy Pop. Over the old campfire. So we're gonna, huh? I burnt the past 2 of them so she doesn't think I can make it. So, but this is it. I'm teaching them the key to patience. So Josie?
Mama, mine is already turning.
Yours look good.
Josie's marshmallow is just about right. Oh. Alright, we're going to get this popping here and see what happens with the marshmallows.
Patience. That's what you said.
There, you hear it? Joe's?
Josie, I think you're done, Mommy. Josie, I
Yeah,
think
you gotta
your
blow it. You're right.
marshmallow's done. Marshmallows to roast.
We're finally making some progress on the Jiffy Pop. Babe, what's it going to look like?
Brown popcorn.
Why are you laughing?
It's gonna be great.
Josie,
You know
how's
what
your
they
s'more?
say? Hey, you know what they say?
How's your s'more, Joes? What do they say?
4th time's a charm.
And they don't say 4th time's a charm. It's patience.
Eat it.
Press, it's probably not the best idea to put your crock on a metal.
No, it'll burn it.
Yeah, it will burn your crock.
What?
You ever think about that?
Eat it, Joes.
Guess not. We're making more progress.
There, eat it. How's your Jiffy Pop?
Hey, put some soda in the wall.
I didn't burn it, but
But
it is a little on the stale side. It did get a little warm down here though.
What?
oh,
Down on the bottom, it is a little. It is, yeah.
Hey, you want dust boy come through?
Here's one here. That one's a little done. I think I'm done with the Jiffy Pop. Look.
Oh, you're going to be burning.
And it's stale.
okay.
Yeah, I think I'll be done with the Jiffy Pop. Huh? Babe, I figured it out. Look, I was holding that over the fire and it was uneven because look. Look at that. So there may be a trick to Jiffy Pop. These over here are well done. So
So you're gonna work on 6th time?
patience. No, I don't think we're gonna mess with it next time. Babe, I got on there. Don't be videoing. That's not good.
Here, let me!
Shh, hey, don't tell everybody. No, don't blow on it. right, everybody. Thanks for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. We're fixing to get these kids to bed, and the Jack Daniel's Distillery was really neat, and the Jiffy Pop didn't go as planned, but it is what it is. So hit the like button, share it with your friends, and hit the subscribe button. So we'll see you all on the next video, and alright, everybody. Alright, everybody. Thanks for watching. Glad you enjoyed it. If you could, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. We will see you on the next. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. The kids are fixing to go to bed. If you could, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.